What's going on, everyone? I'm Nick Cato.
I'm Walter Bowley.
And I'm Matt Harnick. Wild card.
I remember.
I heard you.
I did.
I remember.
I didn't say that.
For the record.
I didn't say it, but
I'm gonna catch you off guard and not say it next time, and you guys are gonna be like sitting there like, "Are you gonna do it?"
And then he'll start talking and you go, "Wild card!" Damn it.
I'm just gonna put wild card in the comments.
But
have a comment for
this
us.
is episode 13. Podcast Reloaded.
That's unlucky. That's an unlucky number.
I know, sort of like Final Fantasy 13.
Oh.
Game.
It wasn't a bad game.
I'll get the salt.
I want it.
He gave you the look, Matt, when he said
But
it because he thought
He's
that
just
all by
salty
himself.
because God of War 4 wasn't as good as 3
There
or
was
2
no
or
4.
1. Ascension's 4. Whatever.
No, it's a prequel. Come on, get your shit straight.
Just like Halo Reach wasn't Halo.
Fourth console make.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever. So, a lot of Nintendo news. Because of the Nintendo Direct, I'd say Nintendo's about 3/4 of the news, even if it has nothing to do with the Direct.
That's a good day.
It's just a lot of Nintendo. Today is going to be a lot about Nintendo as well. So,
I guess know the system.
That needs to
You can just excuse yourself then.
You did.
No,
I told you.
Should I not be in this?
No, I told you.
Actually,
You
technically, I
should.
was the first on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Step up.
Didn't get Donkey Kong.
You didn't. God.
And you know what? Just because I didn't get it before. If I do buy a Wii U again, I will buy it just to do it. I'm sure it's probably like $20 now.
And you still won't
doubt
get it.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. I don't blame you either.
Why? I got a great review, and I actually hear it's pretty challenging.
Yeah, Game of the Year.
Controversial. Hopefully, I don't think it was nominated. All right, good. So we'll just jump straight in. The new Nintendo 3DS XL is coming to North America February 13th for $200. Well, $199.99 to be exact. No charger. No regular new 3DS coming. Just the XL.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Isn't it all just you get a C-stick?
And it's got better
and
like
Amiibo
visuals.
and Amiibo support.
Yeah.
Like you just touch the Amiibos to it. I don't get why they to me they missed like the golden opportunity here.
To have a charger.
I hear it has
No,
memory,
not just a
memory
charger.
too.
Yeah.
There's
It
actually
comes with-
once you finish your thing, there's actually someone who heard
Okay.
about that.
This was a golden opportunity for them to switch to USB charge and not their AC adapters. They decided not to do it. I think that's pretty stupid, but
Yeah, because they
Whatever.
have a monopoly on their chargers. You're gonna have to buy their chargers as opposed to just using your, phone chargers.
so what were you gonna add?
The increased memory thing, it's technically true, but it actually takes a different SD card than the 3DS does. So you have to get a different SD card and then do like an SB transfer if you want to take SD transfer if you want to take if you have Omega Ruby for the 3DS now and you want to play Omega Ruby on your new 3DS with your old team, you're gonna have to do that thing where you.
Yeah, they're
Get
making
your
it sounds
adapter for
like this is a fail if I think about it. I mean, yeah, they got some cool mechanics, but it's like you already don't have a charger in there, and that's like you said, you're already assuming people have 3DS and they're just trying to buy the next best thing. But now you're telling me that on top of that, you already
can't trade
assuming
it.
that you have it. Now you can't
You can't trade it in because GameStop requires a charger with it. But just to add this, I forgot to add it. Because I noticed from prior knowledge on the Nintendo official website, a charger is $10.
Yeah, I saw
Not
a guy.
counting shipping.
I saw something IGN there saying
Yeah,
for
you
you
can
people who
even-
can get it,
yeah.
this is where
You
you
can even
best
hit
buy
the
it.
interwebs like eBay and stuff, get it for even less than that.
Because they said if they included the charger, it would bump it over
Yeah.
$200
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I don't know. The thing I'm a little...
As sad as it sounds, though, if I did get a 3DS, I'd buy that one.
yeah, it's the best one. And especially, it's going to... We'll move right on to the next thing.
Yeah.
With games announced, it's going to have games that are exclusive to it that you can't play on the other ones. That exclusive game is the Xenoblade 3DS game. It's exclusive to new 3DS, and they announced a new Fire Emblem game. And about the Fire, that Fire Emblem game is not exclusive to the new 3DS. You can play it on all of them, but they sort of picture leaked. Nintendo said look at these 3DS games coming out in 2015. The new Fire Emblem game was on there, and it said to be like TBC on it.
I foresee some hate mail.
If I had to guess, I'd say this new 3DS is gearing towards the more hardcore Nintendo fans because the exclusives they announced for it, Xenoblade, was there another one?
I think that's the only one
Okay,
so far. They said there's going to be more.
Xenoblade does not appeal to casual Nintendo fans.
Well, let's be real. Everyone buys the 3DS to play Pokemon.
For the most part, right. And then maybe they venture off into some other games.
People love Fire Emblem. People love
But Xenoblade is a really niche crowd, so it seems like they only want, especially without a charger, because they're assuming you already have one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's not for the casual guy who just wants to play Pokemon.
And I figure you throw that in there as well. There's the Majora's Mask 3DS coming out. And I heard it's like
they saying that's exclusive
really hard.
only to
No. It's just like a
and it doesn't
3DS.
come with the game.
Yeah, it's just like the 3DS with the Skull Kid mask on it.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. So you have to buy the 3DS Majora's Mask?
No.
Oh.
There's a 3DS, like, you know how you can get like a custom, like the Halo Xbox?
Oh,
okay. There's like a Majora's Mask.
This is a new 3DS XL
Okay.
customized to Majora's Mask, but that doesn't come with the game. If you
Okay.
It's just the Majora's Mask one. That looks pretty cool. It's relatively hard to get, I've been hearing, but you can get it somewhere.
Oh, I don't care. I never played Majora's Mask.
That's why I cannot wait. Because I missed out. Because when I was a kid, I was stupid and thought, oh, you can only play as young Link. I don't want to. Sounds good. And I heard you use masks and not the Master Sword. I was like, screw it. But now I get redeemed and get a chance to play it and enjoy it.
If I do get a 3DS, I will play Ocarina.
I'm just going to borrow his for the Majora's.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I am.
Bold statement.
Maybe I'll buy the Skull Kid statue.
Did they say anything about like co-op type stuff they might add to it?
I don't think so.
To Legend of Zelda?
I don't know. Nowadays they put multiplayer.
No, I read some of the gameplay changes they made, mostly just making the game just less buggy and whatnot.
I guess I'd say that is because of like the remake, which was actually surprisingly fun. Was that remake of Mario 64? They made it multiplayer.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was pretty fun. I played it with a couple of kids on my bus.
That was the first DS game I got.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed that one. I liked how you could play as like Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario. Mario. I usually play as Mario.
Especially Wario.
Oh yeah, dude, he's clutch.
Go Luigi. We now know Mario is an asshole from that Game Theory video.
Watch it, it's hilarious.
Which one? He's got a couple Mario.
It's the part 2. Like,
is Mario mental?
He is. Screw Mario.
Because I saw a different Game Theory one where it said that Luigi and Peach are actually the couple.
And Rosalina is the daughter.
It's one of the reasons why he's a douche. Is he's showing like how abusive he is to Luigi, and like
Yoshi's.
He's like a womanizer. He's like a womanizer. He's evil. He used the example of like Dexter and like a bunch of characters on like how he enjoys killing people. Like he enjoys like jumping on their heads and stuff. And also apparently in the manual for the first Mario, like the toads were all pacifists. But like the reason he had to save Princess Peach in the first game is because the toads were the blocks you literally break with Mario's head. And it's saying like you are killing like a bunch of toads every time you break the blocks. And it, like also I don't know why they did this, but like there's a part, and this will be the last thing I won't dwell on. But anyways, there's a part where Luigi, I guess in Mario Tennis, if he wins the like trophy, Mario goes up and like shakes his hand and deliberately puts his foot on Luigi's foot and starts like just like kind of like grinding his foot down. Yeah, like you're a bitch still.
Don't you forget this.
And he tortures Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But not to get too off track on that. They also announced that not new, but Wii games will be coming to the Virtual Console of Wii U. They are Galaxy 2, Punch-Out, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Metroid Prime Trilogy. Galaxy 2 is already out right now, and they'll be half price the first week they're on. So right now you could get Galaxy 2 for $10. I highly recommend it because
I picked it up.
Everyone gave the remake a 10.
Play
And I gave it a
play Metroid series too. It's pretty good.
I plan on
Especially
getting that.
2. Surprisingly, I know a lot of people would disagree with me and probably say that was the weakest one. I have the
3?
Metroid Prime 2.
I thought 3 was the worst. I thought it went
I
in
love
descending
Actually,
order.
honestly, the first one was probably my least favorite.
Oh, that was my favorite one.
I actually like the third one.
But I like it. They need to add some. They don't have GameCube games. It's kind of weird that they just glossed over GameCube and just jumped
Especially
right
with
to
like
Wii.
things like Sunshine in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, GameCube as a console was not very strong for Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
So,
It's the
and the
greatest
Wii
game ever made on
was
there.
possibly the strongest console,
Resident Evil 4 started from.
Oh.
and Wii was possibly the strongest console like ever. So,
The attachment rate was god awful on it. Like
attachment rate.
like only casual people bought it. Like no one bought any games.
Yeah, I just
for
meant
it.
as a
But
console
didn't
was sold,
Nintendo-
like slaughtered.
It was
Just
dead
about-
by 2011.
And I'm not counting SNES or Nintendo itself, but like when like the PlayStation, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo era
there's-
wasn't GameCube, even though it was probably last.
It was the worst.
But wasn't it like not far off of it?
No, it was pretty. Like this is how like the
Didn't it-
chart of Nintendo goes. It was like NES, SNES, N64, GameCube. There was a spike for Wii, and then Wii U was just continuing that line down. Right where it left
Wow.
off, Nintendo's just slowly dying. They didn't have anywhere near as much as Xbox or PS2,
Makes sense.
especially PS2. But
So Xbox was trampled by them too.
Yeah, the original Xbox got crushed by PS2.
PS2, the greatest console
Like,
ever.
I expected people to have PS2s in their houses when I was that kid.
But
It's like, you have an Xbox. What do you do on it?
Halo,
Yeah.
Halo. That's like,
Coach
that's,
Number.
Halo 2.
that's all I thought when I said, oh, you play Halo.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that god awful. You might
Actually,
not,
a
but
game
you
also,
remember
I feel
that?
a lot of
do you-
people forget the first Deus Ex was on Xbox
Yeah.
and it was good.
Do you remember that the trash Xbox controller, the first one, the fat one?
The one with the black and white.
I like to know.
No,
forget about it.
the old the S
Dude.
controller had black and white buttons, but they had the smaller version. The first Xbox controller was this gigantic controller.
I
vaguely
still,
remember
it was so
Terrible.
trash that I literally thought the Boomerang PS3 first controller that they were going to come out with looked better than that.
It was atrocious. But to finish off the Nintendo Direct news, a new wave of amiibos are coming. It's the Super Mario Bros. Series. They will work with Mario Party 10, and they could unlock Fire Emblem characters
they
in
said-
Codename Steam.
I thought they said they were going to get rid of Mario Party. I thought that was just done.
No, that's what I want them to do. Mario Party needs to freaking die. I'm sure this
Or at
one's gonna
least take a break.
suck ass too. It hasn't been good in I don't even know how long.
I've never sat down and played a full Mario Party game.
Mario Party
One
2
of my
was
funniest
good.
moments I ever had was with Mike and Corey in Mario Party.
When Corey stole your star
Yeah.
when he didn't have to.
It's a local party game that you
Yeah.
can really.
No, I
enjoy.
know what the game is. I've just never played it once in my life.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like even as shitty of a game as Sonic Shuffle was, I still enjoyed playing it with like Corey and even my mom played it.
I enjoyed it a little bit. But that was the Nintendo Direct news that
Charizard's on that new wave of amiibos coming out.
Oh, that's the continuing the Smash
Did they
Bros.
say anything about what Amiibos will do for Pokemon? Like
They haven't announced amiibo support for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yeah,
But
the
they're
Charizard
gonna
one is
start-
just for Smash.
I really feel like that could honestly be a money whore thing to do.
I
for
know
something to do
I
for
know
it.
Nintendo's doing this because I went to get a Sonic and Mega Man amiibo.
Like
Sold out
something-
everywhere. I know they're doing this. Bullshit. Stop making false supply. We know it's not that rare. You can make them. You're making false scarcity just so when people see them they buy the shit out
Yeah,
of
if
them.
you control the demand.
It's stupid. Just like with the Marth. Everyone went out and bought the Marth. People are spending hundreds of dollars on it online. They're like,
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
then
it's
they're
coming
selling
back
it
out.
back and making a tremendous profit.
Yeah, then they're
it's
like,
not stupid.
no,
it's
then,
so smart.
then they're like,
it's
yeah, I know. Stop.
So
I
is it
just
stupid?
all I want is my Sonic, my Mega Man, and my King DDD. That's it.
Is he announced yet?
Yes. All the Smash characters are coming out, but
Okay.
that's all
I
I
haven't
want.
seen Game & Watch. Where's he at?
I still have
Come.
zero drive to collect these things.
I don't want to collect them. I just want the ones I think are cool. I'll never use them. I just want.
I mean,
them on
I
my
maybe
desk.
like I said, because next time I go to MegaCon, I want to have some money because I kind of want to go buy some knickknacks to kind of
Yeah.
decorate our
Like
area.
I said, that is the definition of knickknack.
Yeah, but those are. I want something kind of big that can, like, someone, if you put your freaking Samus there, that, like, people would have to, without you really, like, telling them, they'd probably be sitting there the whole time, be like, what the fuck
Maybe
is that?
maybe by the time we go to a big convention, we'll have that money. For
I know,
new
that's
cameras,
what I'm
so people can see.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about it really right here.
We'll move on with Nintendo news. Nintendo's sales numbers came in. Well, they didn't give any real numbers. They just talked about them. Nintendo had a big December. Wii U sold 29% better in 2014 than it did in 2015, largely because of December sales. They didn't give any specific Wii U sales numbers, but as far as software-wise, Mario Kart 8 sold over 1.7 million units.
In December?
No, just...
Oh, total. Okay.
Yeah. Super Smash Bros. Wii U sold over 1.3 million units. Those numbers include digital and physical copies. Amiibo sold somewhere around 2.6 million units, which is ridiculous. Super Smash Bros. 3DS sold over 2 million copies, and Ruby and Sapphire, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, sold a combined 2.6 million units.
Now, a question on that. I was actually curious. Are people, like, they're done with 3DS Smash? Like, now that Wii U one's come out? Was it just like a... People really only bought it just because they wanted to play Smash so
way
bad.
more people have 3DS than have Wii U.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a 3DS and a Wii U, that's probably true. But if you didn't want to go out and get a Wii U, I think you're going to keep playing Smash like that.
And obviously they added that C-Stick. Well, they made an entire model, let's be real. They added that for
as far as
Smash.
As far as tournaments go, the tournaments aren't using the 3DS version at all. It's all Wii U version.
Makes sense.
I'm glad they're doing better. They're still getting slaughtered, and I'm glad they're doing better. Because, honestly, they got 2 of their 3 things that could sell systems, and it didn't really sell all that much. They didn't push as many Wii U's as they thought. So now, like, their only hope's Zelda. And I don't think that's going to sell more units than Mario Kart or Smash. So
I don't think it'll sell more than Smash.
I think they're
it might be
screwed.
Mario Kart.
Honestly, I think Mario Kart sold more than Smash.
No,
once
it
they've been out
did,
around the same time,
but you gotta think Mario Kart.
I just
like
think Mario
2 more
Kart
months.
honestly has a bigger... I just think Mario Kart has a bigger roster, to be truly honest.
Well, oh, you mean...
Like, more people play it.
I don't know. Nintendo needs to do something.
Like, Smash is huge, but I think it takes a desired taste. I feel like almost anyone could pick up Mario Kart and do something with it.
Unless it's Chad and there's no automatic.
Oh, shots fired.
Well, he's not even going to watch this, so
Absolutely not.
we'll just have to tell him.
But I'll take a little. Well, this is sort of Nintendo news, I guess. It can be PlayStation news now. So we'll take a little break from Nintendo.
Is this Shovel Knight?
It is. Because we're talking about the news we want to talk about, and I want to bring this up. Shovel Knight's first DLC was revealed. There will be a new campaign featuring Plague Knight as a playable character. He was a villain in this one. It will include body swap mode and a battle mode, whole new campaign, whole new relic system. I can't wait.
Shouldn't Shovel Knight's villain be called, like, Hoe Knight? Or Rake Knight?
You can see why they wouldn't call it Ho Knight.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Get your mind out of
No, Plague Knight's perfect. It's
Hoe
great.
with an E.
Well, that's how you spell ho. Like,
Yeah.
Not if it's like not if it's like it's a ho.
No, there's
Santa
ho
Claus.
ho like Merry Christmas. That's H-O. And then there's H-O-E, which is you're a ho.
No, HOE is the garden tool.
No, H-O-E is ho. You're a ho. Like, you're
That's
like...
not how the pimps spell it.
That's how they spell it.
I think you're referring to whores.
No, that's...
W-H-O-R-E.
That's... But ho is like, you're a ho, like, girl.
Or
Or
hoe
greeting-
is slang.
But is it
for
like...
a horse.
Is it like...
That's what it means.
Is it like Santa Claus? Ho, ho, ho?
no,
Yeah, that's how you spell
it's
it.
not.
Ho, ho. I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's how you spell
I
it.
remember
We're not
because
talking about-
I remember because in 8th grade I spelled the letter to a chick calling her a hoe, and she's like, "It's spelled H-O-E, you moron. Not that. It's not
So
Christmas
you're
time."
taking an 8th grader's
Oh,
spelling
dude,
advice.
speaking of 8th grade hoes like that, remember that T-shirt? Remember that?
Keep my hose in line.
Yeah, that T-shirt everyone wore that has like the
I had that
freaking.
shirt too.
I didn't own it, but my mom would probably kill me if I did. I know she
My
watches.
mom ripped
this,
me apart. My mom ripped me apart for having that.
I keep
Oh,
my
I'm sure.
hose in line.
I know Corey had one too.
I know. I wore his.
So you didn't have it?
Did I?
So you're taking away the 8th grader in middle
But
school spell.
we're getting
I would
away.
put-
All right, we're getting.
Put in comments how you spell hoe.
We're getting
the grading way.
We're getting away.
I think
from
we're
my
right
news.
on topic. I think we're talking about what the people want.
There's more campaign.
No one
for
cares
Shovel-
except for Kratos. That's all anyone cares about.
A lot of people are excited for Shovel Knight.
Kratos is a hoe knight.
That was a lot of people's favorite.
Oh,
Get out of your Bayonetta. Anyway,
you don't want those problems.
Does he?
I'm sure he does.
He
He's
does.
not scared of anyone.
He did. He won't be scared.
Debate.
He's dead.
Whatever. Shovel Knight, DLC, Plague Knight, can't wait. So we'll move on to some PlayStation news. Uncharted 4 won't run at 60 frames per second if it, quote, harms the player experience, end quote.
Are you going to get the salt?
Yeah.
I'm not salty at all. No,
I don't know if you guys would be salty about that or not.
The
So
demo-
put that right there.
The demo we saw was locked at 30 FPS, which blows my mind because it looked amazing. And personally, I don't care. I trust Uncharted. You don't need to be salty.
I am salty.
Who cares?
I am.
If it's gonna
Because
harm
I
the-
feel like if anything I see graphically has changed, I feel like most games are starting to show that, hey, we're trying
but
to get
they're
to
not.
60 frame rates.
No, but they're not because the demo we watched
Because
was
honestly,
30.
like I've said before, I don't think the graphical jump from 360 to Xbox One and PS3 to PS4 isn't that significant. So
You
the
didn't
fact
play
that they were
Infamous.
trying to play, I saw Infamous. I've seen plenty of gameplay. The most I could say is the lip sync was better.
They will
But
give.
other than that, I truly don't think the jump was big.
Just the
so
light.
the big thing, let me finish. So the big thing I've seen that's been jumping is games being able to play at 60 frame rates. That's the big thing I've been seeing. It's like, okay, well, at least we're doing this. So the fact that they're not doing this
They didn't
is a
say they
little
weren't.
salty.
They didn't say they weren't. They said if it harmed. But what would you rather have? A game at 30 that looks like the demo we saw and doesn't have bugs, or a game
There shouldn't be bugs
or
regardless.
a game that I don't know what they meant by player experience. But would you rather have a
So,
game
like,
that's
if
not
there's,
as
like, a lot
good?
of shit going
Would you
on
rather
the
have a
screen?
game that's not as good? running
I'm
at
just
60?
saying, I'm tired of seeing things like when I watched the Resident Evil review, they sat there and said, you can run it at 60 frame rates, but it still looks better on PC. We need to get away from that. I'm tired of PC always being the strong one.
Well, Uncharted 4 won't come to PC.
I know. Wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I don't mind this at all because that demo, I know for a guaranteed fact there is 0% chance that could run anywhere close on a PS3. There's no chance of running on a PS3. The PS3 might blow up from trying to run
would
that.
happen. It would just shut down.
Just like any game, any
I
exclusive
honestly
game
think
that I played,
you're underestimating the PS3 a little bit.
that has no chance of running the Uncharted.
It might not be able to run it that good,
Just like
but it could probably
just
run
like it can't run Infamous Second Son, 0 chance of running that. The lighting effects and the water effects and everything, way too good.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that PS4 didn't change
Just like
a
it's
little
funny,
bit, but it's not
PS3
that drastic of a big
PS3's
jump. You
Rezo
even said
gun.
so yourself.
I know, but PS3's Rezo gun even had to get bumped down with the color texturizations because it couldn't run Rezo
Hey,
gun.
yes, if they didn't make any drastic change, then it wouldn't have been worth it. But they did, but it wasn't the jump I looked at. Just like
No.
it wasn't the jump from Xbox, the first Xbox to Xbox 360 or PlayStation 2 to 3 PS3. That jump was huge. That was a huge jump. You played Oblivion.
I feel like we're
you
sort
know
of-
what I'm talking about.
I feel like we're sort of plateauing on the
I'm
graphic
just saying,
scale.
I'm just saying,
I knew I
yeah.
should have got the salt.
I'm just saying,
I'm not salty at all.
I'm just saying the
Yeah.
jump wasn't that big.
It's noticeable though to me. I can tell. Like
Not
the order
So I think
looks
what,
amazing.
I think what we're really getting at is that Uncharted 4 is going to be the next Drive Club.
You-
I
no,
think that's the point that.
Don't
You see
even
what
get me
this-
started on this whole
No,
internet connection.
No, you see
bullcrap.
this? This is making sure it's not the next round. You know what? If it's gonna affect my experience with the game, I'm just fine with the game looking like that
What, just
demo.
like the
with
10
I
frames.
agree.
Which is
I'm
the
not.
10
I'm
frames
not
per second.
sitting here
Yeah.
saying they should play the game at 60 frame rates with bugs. That's not my point.
I
I'm trying
can
to
make-
it. They shouldn't have bugs, period,
But-
and still be able to run it at 60 frame rates.
I will make.
The fact that
I don't
they're
know if
having
it's
that
bugs.
issue.
I just said.
All right,
possible.
I'm just saying. You're saying yes. Okay, if it comes down to, I'm not going to sit here and say
Yeah,
I'm not going to
fine.
play Uncharted if it's run at 30. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying
If I had to put my
I'm
money,
expecting 60.
if I had to
frame
put my
rates.
money down on something, I would say it's going to be 60.
I wouldn't.
I
Because they
wouldn't.
wouldn't have,
I
they
would
wouldn't
say
have
it's
said
30.
anything. They wouldn't have said anything.
I will almost put money down. It's 30 frame rates.
No, they're just letting you know that don't freak out.
They
if you
wouldn't have
see
said
it.
anything if they weren't confident.
I agree.
I don't know.
It might be 15.
Because
And that's just piss poor.
But I'm not gonna, for the first time in my life, I'm not gonna be glass half empty. I'm gonna be glass half full because the demo I saw was amazing.
And
Okay.
they showed it
And
at
that
30 frame
graphics,
rates.
Look,
exactly. So I'm
For
just
the whole
fine
glass
with
half
30.
empty, glass half full thing, if you're pouring your glass out and there's half left, it's half empty.
Are you really going to go
and if
this
you're
far?
filling it up to halfway, it's half full.
Shut up.
Dude, we
They
are
mean,
shut up.
They mean when your glass is already
Your
half. When you
philosophy?
look at it. No, it's not.
I just threw it out the window. That's how
No,
it's half.
well, just like
if you
with-
drank it to half, it's half empty.
Like
and if you filled it to half, it's
Well-
half full. It's that simple.
Dude.
we can't
Why are
listen
you
to
being-
anything Walt says. Just like his Decimate, he was completely wrong on all
What was
aspects
wrong
of
with
it. And he tried to make a little bullcrap excuse, be like, "Oh, maybe they changed the definition."
They probably did.
They-
Are you guys going to try
Anyway.
and top this
Do you
whole
have a
like
desk in
chair
there?
and desk thing?
Anyway,
Do you have a desk in there, Nick?
here's
Yeah,
the thing that I wanted to talk about because I saw. I don't remember if you.
so gay.
I don't remember if you're a Jack and Daxter fan. I'm not. I don't. Like I said, I'm being half glass full. But
Oh, you filled it up?
yeah, whatever. What?
All right, no one's going to want to
All right,
watch
but-
this crap.
A fan is remaking Jack 2 with the Cry engine, and it looked amazing.
Jack 2 was awesome.
And the graphics are crazy. They have like a little brief run through of like the first area you're at. It looks amazing. Like
Was
if
it on
that,
Kickstarter?
I don't know.
Oh.
They sort of just showed it. There's a dude just remaking it by himself, and
Well, then we'll be here for like
dear
10 years
Lord,
till it's done.
I'll play it. 10 years when I'm 33,
On
I'll
your
play it.
PC?
No. So I just want to bring that
I
up.
afford a nice computer.
Go to
Well, you can
Kotaku.
afford a nice computer for now, not 10 years from now.
Go to Kotaku and look at the video. It's pretty awesome. So here's a topic that Matt wanted to talk about. It's about Xbox. The official sales charts of games for 2014 came out, and 360 games were selling high. Like the #1 selling game was Advanced Warfare.
Oh,
And
shocker!
that sold on that game. It sold the most on 360. Madden 15 was the second out of Madden 15 sale that sold the most on 360, and Destiny sold the most on 360. Right over Xbox. I know Xbox One
stopped.
sold more than PS4, which is crazy.
Yeah, wasn't all the marketing for
Yeah.
Destiny PS4?
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't know better, I would have said it's a fucking PlayStation.
Well, that's the
exclusive.
thing. To me, what
Yeah.
what else does you have to play on Xbox? You don't have any like indie games and all that stuff coming to it. All you have is like a few games to play.
Still doesn't.
So
Like.
yeah, I don't know.
I think honestly, 360 was the reason why it sold the most.
But
It's crazy.
as I say, I have my reason for this. And
like
it's
didn't
just
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Madden Madden 25 is it?
15.
15.
Yeah, 25 was one before.
Yeah, Madden 15. Doesn't it like not have as much of the stuff as Xbox
Not
One
really.
did?
Not really. I think it's just graphics.
No.
The only game I can think of that had like a huge difference between its last gen and current gen was Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah, it's like a completely different
The
game.
Nemesis system, which is what put the game in the Game of the Year charts of all the nominations, really was not present in the last gen version because the software to run it couldn't happen on the last gen.
See, it's not just graphics.
I honestly, this is, and I'm kind of upset about this in some ways. But to be truly honest, I will promise you this year, you're not going to see many 360 games. I think
Not at
honestly,
all.
people are going
Yeah.
to sit here and say, okay, well now that we're seeing this, we're going to make people buy Xbox One.
Oh no, and not to
PS4s.
mention last year, like the consoles were already out for the full year, but
Which, by the
They
way,
were-
also, sorry, go finish.
they were sort of still like, we're not sure. We still want to make sure we make our money back by releasing them on both systems. This year it's going to be full. Like you can see with like Batman and all that stuff. It's
I
like
see
we're
100%.
only releasing on next
I
generation.
truly.
These two consoles are selling like rampant, and it'll only continue.
But Nick called it. I mean, they already saw the prices. I saw the big bundles. I was telling you, PS4's got a bundle now for $375,
and
Xbox One has $350 for Assassin's Creed Liberation.
We can bring that.
The new one.
We'll bring that up next because that was something that was the last thing I was talking about. Saying that you can. I know I was right, but to finish on the 360 thing, I think you look at those games that sold the most. I'm not trying to say you're not gamers like other people. I'm not saying that. There's that crowd of people who play Call of Duty, Madden. That's really it. And that's what they play, and that's completely fine. Just like the people who only play phone games.
15 was
awesome.
360 as well, but I don't want to be.
I would like to think like the people who only play Call of Duty and Madden probably haven't upgraded yet, and they see the games coming out. There's no need, and that's why they're still higher installed. There's still more 360s out there than there are Xbox Ones or PS4s.
To be honest, when I heard that, I didn't even know that Advanced Warfare was for 360 and PS3.
Yeah,
I thought the whole Ghost crap, which Ghost was number 10 is the highest selling game.
Ghost was
360.
This one was the opposite. Ghost was a port from like a sort of port from PS3 and 360. That this one was made for Xbox One, but also made it.
That's what I thought. I thought that was like, okay, Ghost is the last one we're doing with this, guys. We're going next gen next.
Honestly, though, with Call of Duty, they might be the only people that continue to release on old gen for maybe this year.
And sports games. I remember seeing
just
PS2
because
like
they've got the money for production to do it and the install base to make money off that investment.
All right, speaking of that, I'm going to call someone out really fast because I want to. Me and Andrew, our friend Andrew, were watching some Twitch streams. And I'm retired from Madden. I'm really good. We saw the number 13 Madden player in the world. I don't remember your name, but I saw you online, and I saw you getting your ass kicked, and I saw you making a lot of excuses. You were salty, saying, "Oh, I'm not really. Oh, I'm trying a new playbook and all that stuff." We all know. I know I can whip your ass, number 13 Madden player in the world. It wouldn't even be a contest.
Whoa.
Anyway, I just had to call that out there. I'm shooting.
He's calling out the number.
I'm not calling out. I'm saying
in the world.
if you step up,
Madden.
if you step up, I'll step out of retirement. We can play because PS4 has that share play thing now.
So you want him to share with you?
Yeah, that's fine. If he wants to step up to the real.
What does he have to prove to some guy who's already thrown in the towel?
He has to prove that he really is the 13th player and the best player in the world.
You're not no rank. He's already shown he's a rank.
I was top 100 in Madden.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's top 15.
I know, but I can beat his ass.
He's top 15
anyway.
The second highest.
That's just like the guy. I was naive like you when I did that bull crap. There was a guy who was number 1 in Doom, like the first Doom, and I called him out. I said, "Hey, play me in Doom," and he's like, "You're not a unique snowflake," and I'm like, "Well." All right, I was like, I don't care. I just wanted to play you in Doom, and he's like, he did the whole, I think I'm better than you. What do I have to prove? What do I gain from playing you? I didn't shoot, but I did play the third best, and he beat me by 2 frags. I was a little salty because he was doing what I do, go and actually get the power ups and stuff, and don't fight with just your pistol like majority of everyone does.
But we'll move into what I was going to talk about last. Because you brought it up. I was right. Xbox One is now officially again marked down to $350.
Well, you said they wouldn't raise the price up though. They did.
For like a week. They just wanted that good.
You're just saying you were kind of wrong.
Dude, just imagine the people though that bought an Xbox One.
See, they just wanted that headline. I know they just wanted that. Oh yeah, but we're gonna lower our consoles back to $350.
I don't know. They made commercials saying they're back to $400. So
and to combat this, I think PS4 did a really good job. They are bundling not Uncharted.
GTA 5?
No, Last of Us remastered with every PS4 free.
And I saw it at $375 or $370.
One of them, but I know for the regular PS4s, Last of Us is bundled in $400. That's pretty good.
What I'm shocked about though is the fact that not only did Xbox One go down to $350, but they're actually giving you a relatively new game. But that's the thing I'm also seeing is how these new games are coming out and how fast they're going down in price. Freaking Dragon Age Origins is already Inquisition's already $38 already. Game of the year, $38. I looked at all the freaking. I looked at IGN. and I was looking at, they showed the bundle. That's where I found out about the 350 and all that. I told Walt about it and showed it to him.
I
It
know
was
why.
$38 already.
That digital.
I couldn't believe it.
Digital.
And then GTA 5's going down in price. I think that's like $35 on PC. PC.
It's not released for PC yet.
It got delayed on PC.
Oh, well then I saw a price for it. It was like only gonna be like $35.
Yeah.
PC games are always dirt cheap.
Steam, dude, they freaking give you some games.
Yeah, give you some good
That's
deals.
why I kind of want to buy a gaming console, because there's some of those times I have a Steam account and I see something like, oh my god, it's like when I tried to do the DayZ mod thing, like to get DayZ like the first and the second one in the expansion pack cost me like $13.
Steam's good. That's what we will eventually be at with consoles.
The Steam box?
No, we'll have like a
Something
Steam-like marketplace. They're ahead of the curve. But
We'll have it on our phone.
That's fine. As long as as long as I can choose my controller, choose my DualShock 4, I'm fine. Best controller of all
God, I
time.
hope they give you everything
But-
you don't want.
The
N64
Wii U
controller only.
The Wii U gamepad. That's everything I don't want.
No, I thought the N64 controller was worse.
Yeah, but at the time I didn't know. But you know what? When it I didn't have a PlayStation. All I had was that. So at the time I was like, whatever. But now when you hold the gamepad up to the Xbox One controller and the PS4 controller, it's like
I love using the gamepad.
fucking.
I played Bayonetta 2
But-
like 4 times with the gamepad.
It has its convenience.
Let me see. Majora's Mask, the final thing. Majora's Mask DLC for Hyrule Warriors coming February 5th. It includes Tingle and Young Link as playable characters, a new adventure map of Termina, and new costumes that include Skull Kid for Luna,
Say it.
or Lana? Yeah,
Keep going.
Lana.
Is there any more?
And Ocarina of Time Threads for Impa and Sheep.
No, Little Link.
Not
No.
Fierce Deity Link?
Yes,
As a
he
skin?
uses the masks. He's
Oh,
like
like
his
he- as
character.
his
Yeah,
character.
Toon Link
Young
or
Link.
Young Link.
Young
is,
Link
he
is-
has the deity mask and he puts it on and gets a whole new set of moves.
Okay,
I was
that's
just
awesome.
watching.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
I thought,
Majora's Mask
I
expansion.
thought it was just Kid Link.
And he uses I think he uses like the Gora sword. I think they called it.
Well, Gora Mask would
not
make
the
sense.
Goron sword.
No, it was like a two-handed sword that he was using. He wasn't even using a shield.
Yeah.
And he had the mask in his pocket, like he
Yeah.
can put that on it. He does a whole new set of moves.
Okay, why you would play as anything besides Fierce Deity Link?
Because there's regular adult Link who has a Master Sword and a Hyrule
Fierce
Shield.
Deity Link was more powerful.
I don't care.
Because
I
he-
think
he
he's
just three-shot
cooler.
every
I don't
boss
want
in
to
the
be.
game.
I don't want to be little boy Link. I want to be big boy Link.
Fierce Deity Link is not Little Boy Link. He's
I don't
like 8 feet
care.
tall.
I don't care
That's
what
why I
he
didn't
is.
play it. Because I wanted to play as
I'm staying
Adult
true.
Link.
I'm staying true to the green tunic Link. And guess what? In Twilight Princess and in freaking Skyward Sword, you got the green tunic Link on, or the green tunic on, not
Majora's
your red
Mask, you
one.
got the green tunic.
I'm just saying. You always say
And
at
on
the end
the
you
time,
never do.
both of which you didn't play, he's got the green tunic.
No, you're not catching what I'm saying. You say all the time at the end of the game, you always are a different tunic. I'm telling you that you don't. I'm saying you're in the green tunic unless you
It's
want
not
to put
uncommon.
on the freaking water one, which
Oh,
I have no
yeah.
idea why you would.
I
but
want. Oh yeah.
unless you like it.
Speaking of Legend of Zelda, I guess this can be our little filler. We didn't have any questions this week. We were looking up a bunch of Zelda stuff, and James had the official Zelda timeline because he had the
That
Wind
is
Waker thing.
such nonsense.
whole.
They have an
It's not
entire book
nonsense.
on
Like I
it.
sort of
No,
get it,
to
but
me, it's nonsense. I don't
I'm
care
reading
what you
it.
say.
I'm like, holy crap, that's confusing. And how
Yeah.
important Ocarina of Time is to everything.
Yeah.
Because
I actually
there's
heard-
the games, and then Ocarina. Like depending on how, there's 3 ways to split it. Like how Ocarina ends.
I think the way I
To enter
remember
the
seeing
games.
it goes. I hear Skyward Sword took
It's
cake
the first
as number one.
It's the first.
Then
one.
I always heard it was. Then I heard it was Ocarina. I'm not gonna count Majora's Mask. That's just whatever.
No, that's in the official timeline.
Okay, well then it comes after Ocarina.
Yeah, like after
But,
Ocarina.
or first, whatever. I don't care. Then the next one, Twilight falls in there, and I know. I think.
Oh, this is where I gotta stop
I
you
think,
really fast because you're skipping over something. Like when Ocarina ends, there's 3 branches off. Like of how Ocarina ends. It's either if Ganon won, there's a whole branch of Zelda games. If you won and sealed something, I forgot what it was, and you were in it, then there's the other one if you just won. And on that one, there's the main one, or the canon.
I
one.
just
Supposed to
heard
happen
Wind
is-
Waker's the last one that's happened.
The real one is after Ocarina, it goes Majora's Mask, then it goes Twilight Princess, then Wind Waker.
They're not counting.
But you're not counting Four Swords. You're not counting
Four Sword is on another one of the 3 branches or something else happening on all the ones over there.
The train one.
Yeah. And
the Link Between Worlds is, or not Link Between, the Four Swords. That's when you play as like 4 different links, right? Mm-hmm. That's the one you liked.
No, Link Between Worlds.
And in Twilight Princess, the Stalfos that trains you is Hero of Time Link from Ocarina and Majora.
There's also theories that in the Link Between Worlds, the old man is Link from A Link to the Past.
Oh god, it's so confusing.
Yeah, I know, it's nonsense.
But you know what? Playing Twilight Princess, now that I know it was confirmed that is the Hero of Time Link training me,
you have no idea. You have no idea. Like the only other game I can think of that is more in depth and confusing, and the sucky part is you really do. If you want to know everything, you've got to play them. Is the Metal Gear Solid, and now they're all about jumping from 1 to 2, and like Metal Gear Solid 3 is the first one, and like oh my
Devil
god,
May Cry did a much less complicated version of it.
Yeah, like I literally had to watch a guy go through every single game and tell you about it, and like so you completely understand everything that's happened.
Yeah, to me, that's not good storytelling.
Like like right now, the new one that's coming out, Phantom Pain, that's completely like smack dab right in the middle of all of the games.
Yeah. So
see, Legend of Zelda, I don't really. Its storytelling isn't what sells Legend of Zelda games, so I don't really give it credit for having like jumbled mess of a story. But Metal Gear Solid is like praised for its story.
Oh yeah.
But a diehard fan like yourself has to hit the internet to figure out what the happened.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a diehard. I love the games, but I haven't played all of them, so I can't call myself die. Like I've never played 2. I've never played Peace Walker, which Greg Miller says is his favorite game. I never played like a PSP one.
I thought you did. Didn't you play it on that?
I played part of Peace Walker, but I didn't play
it
all.
I did 2 was amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't play it. I know, shocker. But 3 I played. I played 4. I played 1. I played. I'm gonna play 5. I know the story though. I know the general gist of it all now. Like when I played 4, I had no idea who was who and who was what. So I mean, it was the most lost I've ever been.
Yeah. Smart enough.
And it was still phenomenal.
Smart to throw that out there just because I noticed it and it was pretty funny. And we've been talking about Nintendo all the time. So, it's my turn for a random topic. Now, I figured, I think everyone could be equally salty, but...
Oh, this is an outrage!
But, we've been talking about Nintendo a lot. I've been seeing a bunch of things. So, as we know, Nintendo has slowly just been dying. Sales-wise and everything.
Maybe the third party.
Shut up. No, maybe, but here's my question. How can Nintendo turn it around? Because we all know Nintendo sucks now. Like, they suck. Like, the Wii U sucks. Like, I can say that compared to PS4 and Xbox One, like, ever since N64, they just made stupid choices and just weird choices that just went down spiral. How would you fix Nintendo?
Don't go first, you want me to.
You can go first.
Keep doing what they're doing. Keep going balls to the wall, coming out with some absurd random thing that they want to try and hope will just make people be mind blown. Because if I look at what PS4 and Xbox One are doing, or just PlayStation and Xbox in general, is they're playing it safe. They're giving you what you want. They're giving you the controller you like. They're giving you the games you want. All those things. Nintendo's always coming out with this new absurd new idea with the gamepad and all that kind of crap that, yeah, it's not clicking now, but who's to say that down the road they're going to come up with that idea that just everyone's going to want. And guess what PlayStation and Xbox are going to do? They're going to copy it because that's what everyone wants to see. So right now they're sucking. So for them, they're not going to ever come out with obviously they're not coming out with graphical comparisons to those consoles. I don't know. Apparently they can.
This is my... Alright, well...
But I'm just saying, keep going balls to the wall. And just maybe one thing, maybe they might just come out with that next great thing.
Well...
If they have the money, they apparently do, though. So.
Well, I wouldn't say Nintendo is failing or dying.
No,
I really wouldn't.
They are. They've posted losses... Every company posts
loss. Sony's posted losses for
not
the past
PlayStation.
10 years in a row.
No, their company, not PlayStation.
Right, but PlayStation and Sony both still exist. Sony and companies post losses all the time. It doesn't mean a company is dying.
Well,
Wii U sucked, and it can be chalked up as a failure, but not to me. But the thing is that 3DS is fucking slamming it. Like, there isn't another handheld on the market. Don't even talk to me about the Vita. The 3DS is killing it. The Vita is the Wii U of the handhelds. But the 3DS is killing it. And even their software sales are doing really strongly for the limited number of systems they have on the market. So they took a risk on the gamepad. They took a risk on the Nintendo Wii. The risk paid off on the Nintendo Wii, didn't pay off on the gamepad. But what they really need is they need to get that third-party support. They need to let people know you're welcome on our system if you're not us. You're welcome here. Because it's not good, the third party. Like, the Wii U is always going to be a secondary console. Because you can't play your Call of Duties, you can't play your Dragon Ages, you can't play your Elder Scrolls, you can't play all these other games that are awesome. But they have awesome games. And they need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Their internet connectivity is not very good.
They need to get like
that's kind of
like Xbox Live and
PSN. They need to get on that level, which I'm sure they can. I just don't know why they haven't. And I think that will solve most of their problems. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but I think Nintendo's going to be around. For a long time.
Nintendo themselves, company, will never die. They're making consoles. Yeah, the best I see, the safest thing I will ever see them do is they'll just go handheld strictly.
This is my idea of how to fix them. I know Nintendo doesn't care about being in the race with PlayStation, and they shouldn't because it's a fucking joke if they are. But they need to actually give a shit. Maybe they realize, what we're doing is not working. They can continue to innovate. But what they need to do is stop making stupid decisions like they did with N64, like they did with, like they did with GameCube, they sort of did with Wii, like they did with Wii U. You need to stop making these dumb decisions, like with N64, like, let's make cartridges and not discs. Stupid. No one wants to make games on cartridges. Then GameCube. Let's not make DVDs, let's make small discs. Then Wii. Let's not make it a freaking HD system. Let's just make it standard definition. Then Wii U. Let's put this stupid ass gamepad in there, which could have been a good idea, but it failed miserably.
I bet you when you saw it being demonstrated, you probably looked at it and was like, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to sit here and say that's DualShock 4.
I love but here's my thing. Their next system, they need to stop trying to be different at the beginning. They can still innovate and stuff, but their next system, they need to make sure they have just as strong graphics as PlayStation and Xbox and Microsoft. They need to have a hulking machine that can run everything, a good controller that people want to play games on, and so they're not so limited graphically that third parties will want to make games for their system. Because right now, no one wants to make games for Wii U because they have to make like a crappy secondary game that's not going to be anywhere near as good. That's what they need to do. They need to stop like trying to be stupid and making all these things. That's all they need to do. They need to get games that people want to make money, like play and make third-party games on. Like, have my experience with Madden and Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed be the exact same experience on Nintendo as it is on PlayStation and Microsoft, and have the only choice, the only difference is we have Zelda, Mario, this, that, and PlayStation as their exclusives and Microsoft as theirs. Because right now, like, honestly, like, I look at the Wii U, I have it, I enjoy it, but it's a joke. Like, it's not a coincidence that on my little game shelf, the Wii U's on the bottom, and my Xbox One and PS4 on the top. Because no one stays there. Like, people are okay with having their Wii U knowing it's gonna collect dust for months until that one game comes out. I look at the Wii U, 2 of those like 4 games I'm really excited about are already out. Honestly, the only Nintendo game I'm seriously looking forward to on Wii U is Zelda. That's it. Like, it's probably going to collect a bunch of dust unless I'm playing Mario Kart or Smash. Because I know the exception you had Bayonetta. And that's the other thing they can do. If they finally have good relations with third parties again, they could maybe, like, sort of what they did with Metroid. Hopefully it works a little better, but give their... Like, can you imagine, like, giving, like, a Zelda game to Platinum that made Bayonetta? Like, be like, hey, you can borrow some of our IPs and make games you think. Sort of like they did with Hyrule Warriors. That's what or the thing they could just solve it all is just fuse their handheld and console just make a badass handheld system that you can just like beam to your TV and play when you're at home.
You know, like I saw with the Star Fox, one of the higher ups in Nintendo was speculating about was you can't yet use multiple gamepads for one Wii U console.
Yes.
But he said one of the things they were speculating on was in Star Fox, local multiplayer, each gamepad is your individual cockpit as you're playing Star Fox, and like the screen is literally just a map of the battlefield, and you guys are using your cockpit. That idea, or something like it, should have been with the Wii U on release. Some way to use the gamepad as a way that you can't use anything else. But for a lot of games, the gamepad is just a big-ass controller that sometimes, not always, gives you a second screen to play the game on.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing with the gamepad. The revolution with the gamepad, I think, was if you could play it, if it had its own like software in it where you could play it on the go. But like I bought the Mega Man games and stuff, and I sort of sometimes play my Wii before I go to bed, and I bring my gamepad in my room. It's not that far, but I like lose connection with my Wii sometimes. Really? Yeah, it's pathetic. I have to keep my door open. I have to stay on a certain side of my bed to like make sure it stays connected. It's I don't know.
No, my Wii was in my house. I had it in my bedroom, and in my living room I could sit out and I could play like Smash Bros or Bayonetta and whatnot.
That's a shorter distance.
This is to be honest, I mean, I'm going to kind of get a little big on this one. Like, just talk about society in general on this. To me, I agree with you. If also another big thing they need to do is they need to make their graphics good enough to play Call of Duty and all that. But that's just it. That's why they fail. Because, yes, people know Zelda, people know Metroid, people know all that stuff. But guess what? The maturity level in society nowadays is just not what it is. Why do you think Batman's the highest and so popular right now? It's because he's dark. Because the maturity level of what people want that kind of setting. People want to play zombie games or like your Last of Us, Uncharted, your shooters, your killers, all those kind of games.
What?
When you played gaming back then, it was childish. It was more of a childish instrument. It wasn't like what it is now. They always growed to that maturity level. And that's why 9 times out of 10, most of your games that are big are mature level games that adults want to freaking play.
To this? I've retort that you told me because you were shocked. Remember a few years ago, you looked at the highest selling games?
Yes.
What were the highest selling games?
Yes, Mario Kart. I will sit here and say that. I will say Mario Kart. No, yeah, Mario Kart. That's like, okay, you're talking about one or two games.
Yeah, but
you're not talking about, I promise you, Wind Waker or Zelda or the new Zelda that's going to come out is not going to sell more than your next Call of Duty. It's not going to sell more than your Uncharted. I guarantee you Uncharted will sell that. That game. Because that's what more people... Well, no, it's not just that. It's people look at the systems, and down the road you're going to look at it, and the maturity level and what people like right now is all mature content. That's what they want. They like shooters. Shooters is the most popular genre out.
Like I was saying, they could have. If they got their graphic-wise levels up, they can have, and the online up, they can have the exact same Call of Duty experience.
But let's be serious, Nick. If you were to sit here right now, not even third party. We're not talking third party. We're just literally talking first party. Are you going to sit here and say Nintendo over PS4?
Absolutely.
Second.
Absolutely.
I don't agree.
Well, you're not a huge PlayStation guy, but I'll say Xbox for you. What would you pick?
So you're telling me right now?
Absolutely.
Out of exclusives?
No way.
Yeah.
Wii's got the best exclusives, and it's the weakest system.
Absolutely.
No. See, you're going to sit here and honestly tell me your favorite games right now, your favorite game, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, your Jack and Daxters.
That's not out anymore.
Okay. I'm still talking about exclusives that have gone down the line. Like, if you were to pick between the two roads you had to go through, you had to go with Nintendo's exclusive, Mario, Zelda, all that crap, and you had to go through the exclusives that went down the line, and even Xbox, your SWOTORs, or all that kind of stuff that played through Halo, all those kind of games. You had to choose each path. You choose Nintendo?
Absolutely.
Well,
I thought you were talking about
for one reason. Here's what it is. You want to talk about? Like,
I can't count just this generation because nothing's really came out yet.
Oh yeah, but I was saying, I mean, if you look at
U's like
I know, but like some of, let's see what I choose. And let's see, just like the Wii. Just talking about Wii, Xbox 360, PS3. That had Galaxy 1 and 2. Galaxy 2 was the only 10 I've ever given a game ever.
Okay, fine.
It had 2 Zeldas. Granted, I did not play Skyward Sword because I didn't have a Wii. I sold it already by that time. But Twilight Princess was amazing. We got Mario Kart, which we played so much of. It has Smash, which we play so much of.
Would you have played Mario Kart if you were living here by yourself like we did? No. You played it because we were all together as friends. And we all lived together. You played Mario 8 barely. I'm just saying, honestly, you guys, I'm not saying everyone, and you guys obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say you guys are fucking retarded for it either. I understand these games are good. I'm just saying they're a pastime. They're known and good because of the nostalgia it brings to me.
Yeah,
that's why I truly feel like it is. That's why when I see Mario, and I love Mario, trust me, I freaking love it. I just see those games and I see nostalgia. I see, oh, I love Star Fox. I want the next Star Fox because I remember the times I enjoyed playing 64.
Like I love.
That's why I see those games and why they're even relevant right now.
It's
because it's the people who enjoy the nostalgia.
Like I love Nintendo, and if I had a system that's on par that I could get like my Call of Duty, I will say this because I know it's going to come eventually. I can get my Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls 6. Can't wait. If I can get all my third-party games that are going to come to it, and the only difference is to get like Nintendo exclusives, I think honestly my first system I would buy, it would depend on what exclusives were out at the time of launch, but I think I would totally get a Nintendo first if I could get it. Because
I don't think a lot of people agree
the thing with Nintendo's exclusives, you talk about all these things, like the PlayStation exclusives, like the really good ones, there's like Uncharted, Last of Us, it's made by the same company. Those are so far spread out. I can't really think, like, and God of War, like, those are, like, the big ones, I think. Can you think of another, like, huge one, PS3 I'm missing?
For
Uncharted, Last of Us. Oh, yeah, Infamous. Like, an Infamous game already came out, but I was saying, it seems like every year you're getting one or two amazing Nintendo first-party exclusives that are all great, that work.
But you gotta still remember, though, this is one thing, I mean, maybe it is a little harder to say, because now I see PS4's approach to what they're doing now. They're trying to make everything for PS4, like, that's why they had that PSX, that whole stuff. Not indies, but all those games that were even AAAs that they were putting out there that was for exclusively for PS4. You gotta remember, Nintendo was the beginner, and they're the pioneers. Bullshit Atari aside, all that. Let's be real, Nintendo, whenever gaming consoles really became what they are.
SNES.
Yes, those games had all those stuff, so they had an extra oomph before PlayStation and Xbox came into the. They really only have
especially
two.
Xbox.
Yeah,
but Sony is now old enough to have that nostalgia behind their games now. They've been around for 20 years.
It doesn't matter. It's still Nintendo has more.
Oh yeah, I
names.
know,
but honestly, though. I just look at it, and like I said, society and the maturity level. And if you were to ask me to say, if you want to play, this is what's to come. And I think PlayStation is finally taking that jump now, where they're like, okay, let's make our exclusives. Let's make our guys that can lead us.
They're
and make our
buying
reasons.
a lot of studios.
Yeah,
but my final point I can think of. You notice when Nintendo started nosediving. Was when they started trying to like make all these crazy innovative ideas. The reason why NES and SNES were so good is just because I was a Genesis kid. And I now know error. Give me this. I know the error way. No, I can say this. You look at like A Link to the... I love Sonic games. I love them. I don't agree with people who say they suck. But when you look at Sonic 3, which I think came out at the same time as Super Mario World, I didn't beat Super Mario World or anything, but I look at the content that was there. And like A Link to the Past, that was a joke compared to them. Those are so much better. And the SNES and NES were good, not because they were super different from like Genesis. They had a regular controller, just because they were fucking awesome systems. And they just need to go back to the basics of what made Nintendo awesome.
Honestly, I'm not seeing like what made it awesome. What were the reasons? It was platformers, which was the thing.
Because they had an amazing library of games with an amazing library of third-party games.
But, all right, well, let me just ask you this one question. Like I said, what do you think's the biggest genre? What do you think's the biggest? Like adventure? Shooters. Exactly. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, first-person shooters. First-person shooters, I should say.
I'm going to say shooters in general, because Gears and all those kind of things still sell.
That's
like, and they're all third-party.
And FPS is the biggest,
Okay, but shooters, alright. We're just going to use that as a whole. But if you want to say FPS, fine. But what do you do in all the other games? Those are all action adventures. Those are things that are slowly dying. I don't think people buy action adventures much anymore. Even though they're biggest, they probably have the biggest library.
Action adventure.
It's third-person shooter.
Batman.
No, but that's action adventure.
What Batman doesn't sell. Batman and Assassin's Creed definitely. They don't sell like
all the PlayStation exclusives are action adventures.
Dude, they're shooters. They're shooters. They're not classified. They're third-person shooters.
They're classified as action adventure first. Last of Us action adventure, Uncharted it's an action adventure game.
I don't think so.
They are. Third-person shooters are like Gears. Like the cover
I see, but I don't get that. They're all cover system. They all do the same thing. Yeah. Every single one of those games you named, they all base off of Gears. Or based off of what
I'm
that
also
is.
not saying that this will make Nintendo outsell PlayStation or Microsoft or anything. I'm just saying that they can get back to competing with them. I think a lot of people that buy PlayStation and Xbox first, there's a ton of people, I think, that would buy, if they could get the same third-party games and the same apps and all that stuff and graphics, would buy a Nintendo system first.
But the one thing also is, like, even if that's the case in their action adventures, and whatever, I'm not going to sit here and argue about that. There's no guns. And even so, what's like the number one thing most people like to do in freaking like Star Fox, and like what do they like the most? It's like your blasters and all those kind of things. Those are what thrives on it. Mario, heck, I wouldn't even doubt it if his fireball is his most iconic things because you're shooting some sort of utensil.
The raccoon suit, I guess. Or wing cap.
But you're talking about like Nintendo doesn't have first-person shooters. Like, I don't care about that.
You don't.
I don't want to play first-person shooter, and you can't compare games to Call of Duty and then say like that's a bad standard. Like, you can compare any game to Call of Duty and it's gonna look bad. You gotta set your bar lower if you want to compare things.
And the Nintendo system would have.
No, see, that's not the point. I'm not just alright. Maybe I'm using Call of Duty too much.
Like, because first-person shooter,
you got to use a first-party game that Nintendo wouldn't have because we have that Call of Duty.
Yeah, because like I mean,
fine, we'll take Halo.
I
want to go. If you want to go with Halo 5, we'll go with that. I don't care. I'm just saying. But your big games, your top big games that most people will buy are your shooters. Anything that involves that sort of violence. GTA 5, you want to count that? I mean, those games all sell because of like I just think the violence level and all that. Yes, you can sit here and tell me right now you don't like it. I'm just telling you what I've seen, and I'm telling you what I see society in, and what level they're in, and what they like. And to me, if a game where you literally are just shooting people aimlessly is the highest selling game, it's because that's what majority people like. Simple gamers, which is most gamers are casual gamers, they'll either obviously like sports games or they like shooters. Those are the only two games. Josh is a prime example. What are the only two? He even dips in freaking Call of Duty. Or he likes Max Payne.
But I was saying,
or he likes Grand Theft Auto.
But I was saying,
those are like the only games
all
he
those
likes.
games are all third-party games that Nintendo could get. They probably wouldn't. Actually, they might. I think they had a Grand Theft Auto game on the 3DS.
GameCube.
No, they know. PlayStation. PS.
No, they had that Chinatown Wars. That was.
I don't think it was for 3DS. I think it was only PSP.
Oh, but they would have Call of Duty and that and all that stuff. But, so we don't go too crazy on a rant.
My final point on it, I won't retort to anything anybody says. The Nintendo's biggest trait, and it will be either their demise or it will be what brings them back to the top, is that they will not follow. They will be trendsetters.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Great.
That will either kill them or will bring them back to number one.
I think
so too.
I think they're not going to listen to anything I said. I don't even know what their next system is going to be. It's going to be like, oh, you don't even use a controller. You just attach things to your fingers and move them around.
You can only play if you're dreaming.
It's like, but go back to the roots. Go back to what made Nintendo kick ass. Just go back to that.
But I don't know. Like I said, you guys, I'm not sitting here trying to say what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree 100% with each and one of you guys are saying. With you, I agree 100% that they need to make their systems powerful to play Call of Duty and all that stuff. And yeah, they would sell higher. I still even think though, but I still truly, pretty much my point I'm trying to make is, yeah, they could revive them, but I honestly don't ever see them stop topping Xbox or PS4 just because the name it carries now. Back in the day, Nintendo did. It carried its name. If someone said, hey, Nintendo or Sega, I promise you, more people probably say Nintendo. If you even told them their roster. But it's just now, it's like, for this day and age, maybe sometime in the distant future, maybe Nintendo could thrive again. But that's where it goes back to my very first thing. They gotta stay keeping ballsy. They gotta keep coming out with that next big thing that no one would be like, wow, holy crap. But honestly, like I am, pro virtual reality. So,
Please.
I think that's where it's going.
I know you're not going to actually listen to this video, Nintendo. I'll send it to you. Please, just this snippet, just this 10 seconds, or however long this speech takes. Please just go back to what makes it good. Make a controller that people want to make games on, because no one wants to make games for your fucking gamepad, which sucks. Alright.
I don't think it sucks.
Yeah, me neither.
In the comments
It's
below.
underused.
Fucking terrible. In the comments below.
Well, don't use it when we play Smash tonight, then. There's no use it.
But in the comments below, let us know what you think about everything we talked about in the news, especially why you or how you think Nintendo can get back to greatness.
Especially if you agree with me.
I don't agree with him.
Yeah, let me know how you think Nintendo can get back to greatness. But that was episode 13 of Podcast Reloaded. As always, it's Nick, Walt, Matt, and
The
salt shaker that rotates around this
God, that was really
quite
salty.
frequently. I feel like you should have had that the whole last time. But keep gaming, hopefully on your Nintendo system, so it collects, so it doesn't like burn out from dust piles collecting on it. Keep gaming, guys.
Game.